Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This project is some Coven All Any and we're a Guardian Angel. I don't really get to play GA that much if I'm honest with you. And this is one of my pre-recorded games because I ended up in a Discord call with a bunch of mates. And yeah. So, GA then. So my target is Geodude. So one thing I do as a GA myself is I literally say to my target, if you want me to protect you, just say something about, well, in this case, a sandwich. Mare comes out. I completely forgot there was a mare in this game. How long is this mare going to last? ICC mare. I needed the achievement. So I am GA. My target, I don't really care what my target is. My goal as a GA is to make sure my target wins no matter what. If I die, that's a reasonable sacrifice. So, no idea what my target is. And yeah, but Mare comes out. I don't know why you would come out as Mare day one, especially in the All Any where you are likely to be killed by somebody. I mean, the chances of there being a Crusader, well, to be fair, attacking Mare night one and a Coven All Any is a really, really good strat. Because the only people that could be on the Mare is Crusader or Bodyguard. Trapper's not up at this time. I did not perform my night ability, so I'm still alive, which is a good sign. Let's find out what happens here. Vines is already dead. As I predicted, you don't come out as Mare already. Bamboo is dead. What were Vines? This will be interesting. And cleaned. So killed by Mafia and cleaned. That is a bit unusual for Mafia to clean a Mare, but hey, I'm not going to question that. Another GA goes down. I don't know who this GA's target was. His target was Nanny and was bitten by a vampire. So we know there's vamps in this game. So it's a little bit of an unusual one because vamps, if they bite a GA, will end up, well, basically if vamps bite a GA dies. So Bodyguard was on 11 supposedly. Well, that's a complete lie. But nobody's noticed that. Lookout visited by PP Man and Dexter Morgan. Sheriff Mayor thought it was suspicious. And the transport comes out and says they transported the Mare. You don't transport TB lookout request, people. This is like very simple things. I mean, what a little bit of luck there. So Bubbles comes out as medium and saying no dead. Dogs are being called to come out. So the Bodyguard is now poisoned. So we know there's at least one Coven in there and at least two Mafia. That's what we know. I still have no idea what my target is, but I'm trying to talk enough that, well, enough anyway that my target, well, I won't get looked at. So Mare is suspicious supposedly, but there's nothing they can do because there is a third GA, or third GA anyway, if Bamboo's target is actually Nanny. I call for a 1-for-1 hit. And nothing happens. Lots of miscellaneous talking. So I never like putting in my will who my GA target is, especially with multiple GAs. And we know there's at least one other GA, possibly two, depending on the fact that Mare was protected by a GA. So I also don't like knowing what my target's faction is because it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is getting them a win, and the more information I've got about who they are and who their faction is. The thing is, if he's an evil, he's already gone off to his faction and said, look, this guy's claiming to be my GA, I don't have to worry about it. He's not called for his protect. I'm not actually sure if he's AFK or not at this point, but that's not a concern, and the fact is I haven't been targeted. So Jack Sparrow and PP Man the Bodyguard are dead, so it does look like there is no Doc in the game. This will be an interesting one. This was the Bodyguard claim. Still no idea what my target is. I'm at this point thinking, well, my target is definitely evil. The question is what evil he is. John Proctor is whispering to Dexter Morgan. That's John Proctor was the lookout claim from what I remember. Jack Sparrow is also dead. This should be an interesting one. Killed by Mafia. Mare's a veteran claim has claimed he's alive. We have no idea what this is because it was cleaned. Which is always a bit of a problem. So we can 1-for-1 if you want, but 14 claims Sheriff and I alerted night one. Lynch up that executioner. I am poisoned and was wits according to Dexter Morgan. Don't know why Wits is trolling a transporter, but There we go. 7 is a medium, supposedly by Nanny. Bubbles no dead. Vines I was trounced. Vines is saying 2 mediums, Nanny and Bubbles. That is a very smart play by Bubbles, if Bubbles is lying. Dexter was a transporter. Visited by Jack Sparrow and Dexter Morgan. So the transporters again transported themselves straight into the attack. Unless, of course, Jack Sparrow was poisoner, which is possible. 14 is night 2. Now I'm jumping on 14. I'm jumping on 14 because... well, I don't know why I jumped on 14 in the end. It wasn't the fact I thought 14 was evil. It was just literally the fact he was looking more and more like Jester. I mean, it's a 2-for-1 at this point. I mean, if Cotton Mather is legit sheriff... well, here's the thing. If he is legit sheriff, then you know both of them are evil and you can safely kill both of them with no responsibility to you. So, it's a decent kill here. And the thing is, I'm still trying to work out what my target is at the moment, but judging by the fact they've not been poisoned and not been attacked by mafia, would suggest they're probably a neutral killing. Mayor's claiming he alerted no one. I'm just reminding him that I'm still his GA. There's my code word, so I know I need to protect Geodude tonight. There's obviously enough doubt in the back of his mind. And the thing is, if he just literally starts saying sandwich for no reason, people just go look at him and think, that's Jester, I'm not going to bother with that. That was Vamp. So whether that was a previously a sheriff and is now Vamp, or whether that was original Vamp, we will never know. But either way, I think people would start looking at Mayor and Bender, except from the fact is, we don't know what either of them are. Apart from one's claiming to be veteran, and Bender's claiming to be a medium. So my target wants protecting, so that is what I'm going to do. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what my personal opinion is. I don't think they're a target, if I'm honest with you, but they might be somebody they want to lynch at some point. But the target's asked me to protect them, so that's what I'm going to do. And as I always do when I'm a GA, is my goal is to get my target to win no matter what. Even if it means I have to literally turn on my own faction. Well, to be fair, I'd always try and stick with a faction for that evil. So, God knows what Geodude is at this point. Judging by the voting patterns, I can't even confirm if they're Mafia or Coven at this point. Target was not attacked from what I can see, but this might get him out of voting trouble later. Dexter Morgan, the transporter, is dead to poison. No math kills. Which is always a bit of a concern. So what was Mafia doing last night? Ah, they went also for the transport, unless transport decided to transport themselves, like the idiot that they have been the entire game. This was not a great transport. I don't know what you were doing, mate. But Nanny and Geodude have both been protected, so there is another GA. Well, Bamboo was one of the GA claims. There is a second GA in this game who's got Mayor as a target, and of course myself. So Mayor comes out and says Mafia and GA majority. By the look of it, we've got 2 GAs on 2 evils. Don't vote me, 2 me or 12. So it looks like Geodude may be one of our Mafia members. So, well, 13 we confirm at this point is probably Mafioso or something like that. So I'm going to back him up here. So Mafia are calling for the lynch on 7, so I'm going to back him up because my target is Mafia. So Bubbles goes up. What was Bubbles in the end? So obviously I actually know who this is because it's somebody I was in one of the Discords with at the time. So just having a bit of a laugh with him. Voice solo poisoner. Hi GA. Bubbles' target is suspicious. It's 7 and 12, they believe, but they haven't got any sort of majority. Now the thing is, we know this isn't, well, this could be a medium, but they've been arguing with the other medium claim who's 12, which is always a difficult decision whether or not you actually go for another Mafia in these, well if you've got 2 fake medium claims, you pretty much should 1-for-1 it, but neither of them have confirmed themselves. So Geo is asked to be protected again. I don't think Geodude's a target at this point, especially if Poisoner is dead, which I believe they are. So Mayor's calling for all GAs to protect their targets, obviously to try and get, people out. Oh, Mayor says there is still poisoner. So at this point, I'm basically siding with Mafia at this point. Now my target is Mafia, knowing the other GA's target is also Mafia. So we have a 6-man Mafia at this point, which is quite a few people when you consider how many Mafia are in a standard game. Because it's normally normally there's a hard limit of 4 Mafia in a game. So the fact is you've got 4 Mafia, plus 2 GAs, plus everything else. So at this point we've got a sensible majority, unless Poisoner gets one of us. Which is entirely possible. We've still got 15 who's lookout claim. 12 is the other medium claim that we know of. We know 2 is 1 Mafia, so we're looking at 3 or 4 potentially being the Poisoner. So I've protected my target. No signal that I've protected my actual target. So Miner and Bender are both dead. This should be an interesting one. Not sure what's double killed them, but we shall find out. Miner was the other GA. So one of the GAs was unfortunately poisoned. So I'm going to jump in on this because I don't like attacking GAs. But it's, to be fair, it's a logical thing because you think, oh, maybe I need to kill the target. To be fair, if you can't kill the target, then kill the GA protecting the target because they're going to side with the faction anyway. So this is Poisoner dead. So we've now got a nice sensible majority. And we've got 2 people we can get rid of at this point. I'm poisoned. Vote me Math and GA. There's no point voting 12 at this point. Sorry, 15 at this point. So we vote 12. 15 dies to poison anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that's the logical thing to do, is to vote 12. Which is a logical thing by both Geodude. I love how he's just saying, I don't care. Well, I'm medium. I pretty much don't care at this point. My goal is to get the Geodude his win. So, or her win. So, my target wants 12, I lose 12. That's basically how my thinking works. Sure, I could turn on my faction, but I'm not going to do that. At the end of the day, I'm literally now an unofficial member of the Mafia. And you've already killed 1 Mafia. Let's just get out of here, 12. It's a medium claim going up, and is, in fact, I believe, a medium. But either way, at this point, it doesn't matter. Mafia are getting a decent majority up, and we're going home. We still don't know who's poisoned at this point. Sorry, 7. 7 was the other medium claim. Interestingly enough, you should have confirmed yourselves an awful lot earlier, which never happened. Now, the big question is whether or not Cotton Mather was actually a sheriff before he became Vamp. I mean, he could have been Jessigon Vampire. He could have literally just been... And unfortunately, I don't know at this point. And the scoreboard doesn't actually tell you what the vampire's previous role was when it happened. So, it's only Vamps to bite me. Jack was Vamp. So there was a second vampire, and that was Jack Sparrow. So Geodude in the end... Well, in the end, was our janitor. So a little bit of trolling from me. I'm not Vamp, but I'm going to side with the Mafia. You want to be bitten by Vamp? Huh. The Trans protected the Poisoner twice. What were you doing, Transporter? Because Mafia tried to twice to kill the kill the Poisoner, knowing full well who the Poisoner was at this point. And that's game. So yeah, I never know what to do in these situations because the game's over at this point. I think what Town of Salem needs to do is when evil faction gets majority and there's no possible way of Town winning, the game should just automatically end there. Because there's no point in just dragging the game on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, that's pretty much game at this point. I could literally fast forward through the rest of the episode, or I could just waffle on continuously, which is what I'm going to do. So if you like the video, yeah, just skip to the roll list at this point. Nothing's going to change. It's pretty much a evil win at this point. With a 4-man Mafia at, was it 3 or 4-man Mafia? Good question. I think it was a 4-man Mafia in the end. John Proctor is dead. With 2 GAs. And this is John Proctor, the lookout who had the worst game in the world. That's not any fault for John Proctor, it's just some really nasty transport shenanigans. And some people are calling for Transporter to become neutral chaos. Which, I think Transporter is a very strong rollers down, and that is a solid Mafia win. with, in the end, what appeared to be a 5-man mafia, not 6. Testing heel, poisoned, attacked by mafia. So it does appear to be a hypnotist. What was it in the end? Here's your role list. Take care. Have a good one.